Welcome back to the news at 10. Well, barely 24 hours after the bomb blast at the Kano School of Hygiene, authorities at the Murtala Mohammed Specialist Hospital have called on students and other citizens to donate blood to save the lives of the victims.
Friends, students and relatives throng the Murtala Mohammed Specialist Hospital in Kano. Some are here to identify their dead relatives, while others say they came to donate blood. Also, the Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, is here to give support to the victims currently receiving treatment at the hospital. Over 20 students are currently receiving treatment in various wards at the hospital. Reports say one of the bomb victims died this morning, bringing the death toll to 9 persons. Some of the victims are still in shock and can't recall how they ended up in hospital. Journalists are not allowed into the various wards, while desperate relatives have to peer through the windows to see if their relatives are among the bomb blast victims. In the meantime, the Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, has condemned the attack and prayed for the quick recovery of the victims.
Good evening, welcome to Business News. I am Adeshewa Josh. The Central Bank of Nigeria has confirmed that the Phase 3 of the cashless policy will commence in the remaining 30 states as scheduled on July the 1st. This comes after a successful completion of the Phases 1 and 2 in 6 pilot states and the Federal Capital Territory. Also, a 1-year waiver has been granted on the application of withdrawal charges in the 30 states slated for rollout in Phase 3. And this means that withdrawal charges will continue to apply to transactions above the specified limits in Abia, Anambra, Lagos, Ogun, Kano, Rivers State, and the Federal Capital Territory. Hence, charges on withdrawals for both individual and corporate account holders will only take effect in the 30 states from July the 1st, 2015. The Apex Bank says this waiver is to allow ample time for the deployment of adequate infrastructure needed to support the policy, as well as additional sensitization of various stakeholders on the merits of the policy. Trade between Nigeria and the United Kingdom is projected to hit around 1.9 trillion naira by this year, although the British Prime Minister is aiming for a higher number, around £20 billion in 5 years. Well, the UK Trade and Investment hopes to help achieve this dream by encouraging more UK businesses to open shop in Nigeria. Well, as a result of ongoing discussions on the matter, representatives from 10 energy and 11 multi-sectorial companies are participating in the Aberdeen and Grampian Chamber of Commerce and London Chamber of Commerce and Industry annual trade mission to Nigeria.
It takes commitment and it takes time in building relationships and working your way through the processes that are involved in setting up businesses and then conducting business. But each of you, in your different ways, whether you're here for the first time or a repeat visitor, are demonstrating that commitment and determination to bring British expertise, British quality and British reliability, both in terms of the product and the service behind it, to Nigeria.
I've been looking at Nigeria for a long time. I know London Chamber of Commerce have been coming here on an annual basis and they've done it very well. We used to come quite a lot and focus only on oil and gas. We have missed a couple of years, but now we're back. So we will keep on coming because I think Nigeria is still in the top 2 of the most important oil and gas markets in Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa at least. And I am very well placed because I meet these companies all the time in Aberdeen and they tell me where do you want to go, and they say, I want to go to Angola, I want to go to Nigeria, and I think it's very important we encourage them to do so.
In the meantime, the Bureau of Public Procurement is sensitizing contractors and consultants in the services industry on the appropriate procedures to observe while bidding for contracts at ministries, departments, and agencies. Speaking at an awareness forum with businessmen in the Southwest region in Lagos, the BPP Director of Certification, Compliance, and Monitoring explained to the businessmen the rights and limits in bidding for contracts with the MDAs in Nigeria.
Is for them to listen to our teaching today, for them to be enlightened and know that when they are bidding with their colleagues, for example, their bill of quantities, they should countersign them so that nobody can change the bill. And also for them to know that if the MDAs, unjustly treat them, they have a right to send a petition first to the ministry so that the accounting officer will respond within 15 days. And then when they don't respond within that time, they can write to the Bureau, and the Bureau will now send their petition back to them. And then if anything that is wrongly done, the Bureau will correct it in compliance with the Public Procurement Act.
Growing any economy can only be achieved by creating jobs and opportunities around the area of comparative advantage of the state. This, according to the Bayelsa State Commissioner for Trade, Investment and Industry, Mr. Kemela Okara, is the objective of the forthcoming investment and economic slated for July 2014.
This would naturally benefit everybody. So jobs at the low end and jobs at the middle level and also high-end jobs. So we want to create jobs across the entire spectrum of opportunities. That's one. Two, we are focused on growing the small and medium-scale enterprise sector because that is really the engine of any economy. Our strategy is not to have industries that sit in isolation, and produce in isolation. Our strategy is to take the comparative advantage of our environment and ensure that there are ways to plug in all these different small-scale activities into a larger scale activity. That's our objective, so that way everybody has a stake.
Well, the conference is slated for July the 14th. Let's move on now. Trading at the Nigerian stock market closed in the positive territory as a key index sustained gains from the previous day session. The index rose by 0.39% to close at 41,740.52. Bolaji Akinwale has more. Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The key index sustained the previous day's gain as it rose by 0.39% to close at 41,740.52. The rise in the benchmark index is owing to the appreciation of highly capitalized stocks like Nigeria Brewers, which gained 4 naira 98 kobo. Also, MRS and Dangote Cement were top price gainers of the day. On the other hand, Seplat chopped off 9 naira from its share price, followed by CAP with 1 naira 50 kobo and GSK with 99 kobo. Transcorp recorded the highest volume of shares at 203.8 million units ahead of Owando and Wapik Insurance. The total volume of shares stood at 622.3 million units, valued at 7.7 billion naira in 7,921 deals. That's it on the Stock Market Report. I am Bolaji Akinwale. And that's business news this hour. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
Now, traffic along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has built up for several hours following an accident involving a diesel tanker this evening. Eyewitness reports say the tanker driver lost control of the vehicle after his brakes failed. He then rammed into a cargo truck and 3 other smaller vehicles. While no lives were lost, a major gridlock resulted, holding up motorists for hours. Officers of the Federal Road Safety Commission and policemen have been at the scene to remove the wreckage and to control the traffic. So we'd like to ask you to drive carefully, just in case you're caught up in that traffic. Please do drive carefully if you're caught up in that. Now, still ahead on the news at 10, former champions Italy and England crash out of the 2014 FIFA World Cup from Group D. But that's on sports. Do join us again.